With this episode, I am taking you in farmland for Easter with quick and easy, mostly Dollar Tree DIYs. Welcome to CJ DIY. I am C. 2 Dollar Tree signs that I got from Christmas in my stash. After I removed the tags and the handles, I'm gonna be removing the galvanized letters Faith and Hope, and I can use these for my future projects. Such a beautiful words. Perfect for Easter as well. Now I'm gonna work on the paper that these signs came with. I just added a wet towels, and after half an hour I just scrape off those papers as well. So easy to remove the paper of the signs as long as the paper is all wet and it's standing for like half an hour and you just scrape it off. I decided to use the other side of my sign because as you can see the other side was wet and I was in a hurry. So I painted with a white paint, chalk paint, and now when my signs are dry, I'm gonna be adding those cute decoupage sheets that I got from Decoupage Central, Mr. Piggy and Mrs. Goat, and quick and easy, beautiful decoupage. You just use a Mod Podge and with a sponge brush going over, covering it all and adding your rice sheet on top. When you work with a rice sheet, you're never gonna get any wrinkles and bubble, and you using your brayer on top to make sure it's all nice and smooth. And I'm doing the same thing on Mrs. Goat as well, covering it all with a Mod Podge and adding my decoupage sheet on it. When it's all done, to remove the excess, I'm just using the lighter, and with this I'm having a rustic look on the edges. I did that for the both sides, and now to add more rustic look on the edges, I'm just adding antique wax, and with my distressing brush I'm going over on the both sides, and I left them on the side to get dry a little bit. Now it's time for the embellishment. I created 2 simple bows with this crochet ribbon from Dollar Tree, and with this I'm just having this shabby chic rustic vintage farmhouse look. I'm also adding some leaves and camellias flowers to match with the picture, as you can see on Mr. Piggy. And for Mrs. Goat, I added a light blue and a soft pink camellia flowers from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna be attaching my signs to these velvet bulletin round boards, blue and pink, and they're so easy to work with. They're coming in 3 colors. I think there is a purple one too. So if you find these bulletin boards, just go grab them. There is so much to do with them, not just for organizing storage, but you can use these boards as a decorative piece as well. Each of them, they're coming with self-adhesive stickers that we can use on the back. So I'm adding 2 of them, and I'm gonna glue them on my sign, and then the attached one, I'm just adding it on top of it, and I'm just gonna glue them back on my velvet board as well. They're so easy to work with, and they're super cute as well. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing on my goat sign as well. I just attach it in the middle, and look how cute it looks. To cover that white foam edge, I'm adding one of those twine ribbons from Dollar Tree. I just added a hot glue, and I'm gonna cover the whole frame with it. To remove the fuzzies from the ribbon, slowly I'm going with the lighter, and I am repeating the same thing on my goat sign, and this is how it came out. Also, I added those cute light blue candle holders with the eggs candles on top of it as a decorative piece, perfect for our vignettes or for our corners in our house. And very low on a budget, today we created such a cute farmhouse decor. And it is that time of the year for another Easter Around the World collab with my talented creator friends, and so much inspirations in this playlist. All their channels are linked in my description box along with the amazing playlist, so please show them lots of love. For my next creation, I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree tag, and I'm going to be using a piece from a calendar from Dollar Tree, this mini paper that it's coming on the back of each calendar, and I'm just going to cut it off just enough to fit in my tag. This is such a cute and beautiful piece that it's gonna bring into details when we decorate for Easter. So I just added a Mod Podge, and I'm gonna add this barn farmhouse grown paper on top of the tag. Not just for Easter, this can be used for a everyday decor detail, but this time I think it's gonna match perfect for my Easter decorations. So after I add the Mod Podge and I cut off the edges, as you can see, I left the Christmas tag on the back so it can be reversible and use it again for Christmas. I'm adding a twine in that hole, and then I'm gonna add 2 wooden beads. One is stained and the other one is white, and I think just 2 beads it's gonna be enough. I'm sealing the tag with a Mod Podge so it can be nice and sturdy, and now I'm gonna be adding it on this cute mini pot vase that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It was on 75% clearance, and can you believe this? I only paid $4 for this cute pot slash vase, and it's just a perfect for farmhouse decor. Not just for Easter, we can use this vase for everyday decor or any occasion. After I tied the tag on the side of the neck of the pot, I'm gonna be adding some florals. I got these floral roses from Michael's. It was for only a couple of dollars. It was on clearance. I don't want to cut off the stems on the bottom, so I just flip them just enough to fit inside of my pot, and I think it matched perfect with the color. And also I'm adding this floral pick from Dollar Tree, and this floral pick matched just perfect with my pot. What do you think? So you can always be creative with these florals and add them and make them cohesive with the pots that you are decorating with, and I think with adding those picks it matched just perfect. I'm adding this Easter egg pick that I also got from Michael's. It was for a few cents. And that's it for this quick and easy DIY. Let me know, what do you think? I am in love with this mini pot that I created today. For my next DIY, I'm going to be adding one of these galvanized Piggy from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be adding this new iron patina paint, and I'm going to give it a 2 good coat. When you're using a paint like this, is the best method to use the sponge brush. I'm going to be adding 2 coats. First, I apply 1 coat and I'm going to let it dry. After it's dry, I'm going to apply a second coat. Now, when the second coat is still wet, I'm going to be adding this green patina spray so we can get that patina rustic primitive look on this Piggy, and you're going to be surprised how it's going to come out. I'm going to let it dry overnight. When it's nice and dry, this is the transformation. Can you believe it? I also dolled up my Piggy with this nice crochet ribbon. I just make 2 simple bows on it, and I dress it up for Easter so it can be nice and fancy and ready to go to church. And look how beautiful it looks. Don't you love it? I love this primitive vintage look on my Piggy. For my next DIY, I'm going to be using a page from this Farmhouse Dollar Tree calendar, and I'm just going through pages and see which one is going to be perfect for Easter and spring. And this beautiful lamp is just a perfect part of my farm length family that I'm creating today. So I'm cut off that sheet and I'm gonna be adding in one of my wooden signs. It can match just perfect to create a perfect sign for spring and Easter. So I'm just going around and see which part I'm gonna be adding from the calendar to my sign, and I just mark it off with my fingers where the part is gonna be that I'm gonna cut it off before I add the Mod Podge on. I'm cutting off the edges that I'm not gonna use with my cutter, and now my page is ready to be transferred on my wooden sign. I'm adding the Mod Podge and I'm gonna add the page on it. And with this, I'm gonna show you that when you use pages like this and they're not good quality for decoupage, you can see that it's gonna be wrinkles and bubbles. I'm going over with my fingers just to get rid of the wrinkles and bubbles, but with this paper, it's not successful. To get rid of those wrinkles and bubbles, I'm adding a parchment paper, and with my mini press, I'm going over until the whole wrinkles and bubbles are removed from my sign. And that's why at the beginning of the video, when I mentioned the best paper to work with the decoupage is a rice paper, and with this I prove you I am not wrong, but also I'm not wrong to use just a normal calendar sheet, because with the mini press iron or just a regular iron that you have at home and the parchment paper, you're gonna get rid of all those wrinkles and bubbles that you have. And now when my sign is nice and ready, I also created two simple bows with one of those Dollar Tree ribbons. I just love those ribbons. And now I'm adding two beaded tassel on the sign. I have this tassel from my previous projects that I used. And that's it for this quick and easy and beautiful decorative piece. Let me know, what do you think? I'm gonna be using this oval wooden shape, and I'm gonna be using another calendar, one of my Rooster 2022 calendars that I made so many projects with it. Before I add it on my sign, I'm just going with my pen to make sure where I'm gonna cut off my Rooster page. I'm going with the scissors and I cut it off just enough to fit in my oval wooden sign. And now I'm just gonna apply a Mod Podge and add my sheet on my wood. This calendar is such a good thick quality, so I don't need to use any press or iron for it because there is no wrinkles and bubbles, because it's a good material. For extra embellishment, I'm gonna be adding this molding trim self-adhesive that I purchased from Amazon, and I want to paint it with a white paint first before I add it on my sign, and I give it a 2 good coats, and now I'm gonna try to firm it around my sign. To make it more flexible, I just use my heating gun, and as you can see, my heating gun is a mess because I've been using it a lot, but it works, it's doing its job. And now when it's softened, my molding trim, I'm just going around the edges and I'm causing a frame for my sign. And it's so easy and flexible to work with these moldings. I use moldings like this on my previous Easter projects. If you're part of my darling families, probably you saw those moldings in a different designs and how I use them. And it's so easy, and you can add them in any kind of shapes. Those moldings are the ones that you can add on the furniture, or you can add them on your wall and create like a frame design. But I like to work with them. I mean, if you have molds for clays, you can create clay boards as well. But I like those because they're coming in any kind of shape, and they're coming at one piece, and you can cut it off when you need to firm the whole frame around. And it's so fun to work with, and there is so much you can do with it, and they're not very pricey. And now when I form my frame, I just cut off with my cutting knife at the edge. Doesn't need to be perfect on top because I'm gonna cover that off. Before I add extra embellishment on my sign, I just seal it with a Mod Podge. And now I'm gonna be making a messy bow with all those ribbons, and with this I'm creating a cute vintage shabby chic cottage style farmhouse design. And it's so easy to create a bow like this. You just cut off a couple of pieces from all these different ribbons that you got in your stash and just layering them off on top until you got the form that you like. And after that, you're just gonna tie them with the twine and you have a like a flower looking messy bow. Now that I got the look that I like on my bow, I tie it twice with my twine, and now I'm gonna glue it on top of my sign just like that. I'm adding self-adhesive glue and I'm gluing the bow on top of it. I am also adding one of those burlap flowers, also from Dollar Tree. I think it looks super cute for adding that extra flower on it. And also I added a white paint around the edges of my sign to match with my framing. And that's it for this beautiful DIY. And as a part of the farmland family, nothing without Mrs. Cow, I'm gonna be making another decoupage sign with this Dollar Tree wooden signs. I paint the inside with the ivory, and now I'm just adding a Mod Podge and applying this beautiful rice sheet with this French shabby chic country design. I truly enjoy working with decoupage and creating all those different designs, especially today for Easter. And I bring you Easter in a different level with a farmhouse shabby chic country cottage style, whatever you like to call it. And now when I added my sheet on the bottom, I just cut off the excess with my mini cutter. I seal it with the Mod Podge, and this is how it came out. I left this one simple because on my other projects I added all those embellishments, and I think it's a perfect look. Let me know, what do you think about all those beautiful vintage rustic looks that I created today, and if I inspire you. And don't forget to check out the amazing playlist with so many talented creators and ladies part of this amazing playlist. Thank you for playing along with me and taking our viewers to Easter around the world again. And my darlings, until next time, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of music, positive energy, blessings from me to you. Bye-bye.